Welcome to the MasterYourMix podcast, helping engineers, producers, and artists create professional recordings and mixes, even from home. I'm your host, Mike and Davina. Let's get started. Hey guys, it's Mike and Davina, and welcome to another episode of the Master Your Mix podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here. This episode is a little different than most. Usually I do a Q&A episode where I'll answer your questions, or I'll do an interview episode where I'll interview an engineer. But this week I just wanted to kind of share a story with you and share some motivating words that really get me pumped up, and I thought that some of you might benefit from it. So first off, if you're part of my mailing list, you may have already heard a little bit of this story, and if you're not part of my mailing list, then you would have missed that this week I've launched a free video training series all about mixing rock music, and in it I'm going to be sharing a bunch of different videos showing you how to really mix your drums to get them to cut through your mix and sound really big and tight, how to get your toms to have the perfect blend of body and attack without needing samples, how to check for phasing issues, what you need to do to get your guitars to sound really wide and full, and I also share some tips on how to use automation in order to really maximize the impact of your choruses, as well as how to get the professional polished vocal sound that you hear on countless hit records. So there's definitely a lot of great content that I'm giving away for free this week only. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out, masteryourmix.com/free training. And all you got to do when you get to that page is just enter your email address, and immediately you'll get access to the very first video of the series. And throughout the week, I'm going to be releasing more and more videos. So as those are released, you'll also get access to those as well. It'll be on the pages, and I'll also be sending out some email links so you have a backup copy if you can't get to it right away. So definitely make sure you check that out. So back to the story that I want to share with you today. I wanted to tell you a little story about one of my old roommates and a really good friend of mine. His name is Sean Frank, and he recently became a #1 hit songwriter after writing the Chainsmokers song Closer. Now, if you listen to the radio at all, or you listen to pop music, then there is no doubt in my mind that you've heard this song countless times already. It was a #1 hit song in the US for 12 weeks, and it's still going strong around the world. And since it blew up, I've seen his whole life change dramatically and rapidly. He's been asked by countless hit producers and artists to fly around the world to write songs for them. I've seen him build his own studios in Toronto and in LA. And he's also been able to make a really comfortable living off of his passion. So I'm really proud of him. I know he's worked really hard to get to the point where he's at. So it's great to see people taking action and working hard every day and finally getting their chance, right? Well, not too long ago, him and I were at a wedding, and we were just getting caught up and talking about all of the stuff that he's been up to lately and all the success that he's had. And in that conversation, he said something to me that just really struck a chord and something that I find very motivating. And what he said was, all it takes is one. And in his case, he was just talking about songwriting, and if you get that one song that blows up, all of a sudden your whole world can change, right? But that statement is so true in so many different industries. All you need is that one opportunity that gets noticed by others in order to really make rapid leaps forward with your career. And you just need to be ready for it. You need to have the skills there. You need to be working on your craft every single day so that when you get that opportunity, you can really rise to the occasion and stand out. And all of this holds true with mixing as well. If you're an engineer and you're looking to gain new clients or become someone that artists seek out, you're looking to improve the quality of your clientele, raise your rates, or any of that kind of stuff, you need to have really great work, because who knows the potential of your work, right? It could reach thousands of people. You could work with the next band that really blows up and becomes the next Beatles or whatever, right? And as long as you're putting in really good work and your name is attached to that good work, then all you really need is just one mix to help you achieve your goals and to really propel your career forward. So you need to be ready for that. You need to be really investing in yourself and developing the skills and working on your craft every day to really rise to the occasion when you get that chance. And you always have to give it 110% on every project that you work on, right? Because even some of the projects that you might work on where you might think the artist isn't the greatest, who knows? Maybe that person ends up blowing up, right? How many times have you heard someone say that, like, oh man, like Justin Bieber blows and like he's the worst artist ever? Well, the reason why he's so big is because he worked hard as an artist and he really pushed himself to grow, and he invested in his career and he hustled really hard. And eventually it got in the hands of the right people and he blew up. And everybody that was associated with Justin Bieber, all of a sudden their careers blew up as well, right? So it's the same idea, right? You just have to really give it your all and invest in your skills and work really hard. And I know that sometimes mixing can feel like a challenge, and sometimes you're going to encounter some struggles along the way, but you just need to really continue to stay focused and develop your skills and just keep working at it every single day so that you can be ready for that one lasting impression that you need in order to really propel your career forward. You know, in the case of my buddy Sean, I would come home every day and he'd be sitting at the piano just working away on songs every single day. And a lot of those songs went completely unnoticed, right? But for him, a lot of those songs weren't even stuff that he needed to release. It was just practice. You know, he was just constantly working on refining his craft every day and making sure that he really understood the ins and outs of songwriting. And eventually, like I said, he got his chance and it blew up. And since then, his whole world has changed, right? And so I want to encourage you to do the same thing. I want you to continue to work on your craft every single day and really work hard at it and invest in your skills and invest in yourself. And when I say invest, investments can come in the form of many different things, right? It could be in the form of money, time, mental energy, all that kind of stuff. But you really do need to focus on working on your craft. You know, if you're just watching YouTube videos and you see something cool and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll do that someday, that's not going to get you anywhere, right? You need to really put your energy into something. And I am a firm believer that you should invest monetarily because studies have proven time and time again that when people pay for things, they hold the value of it much higher than if they got it for free. So take, for example, going to university or college, right? If you were able to go to school for free, would you care about going to school? Would you show up every day and study real hard to get good results on your tests? And when you graduated, would you really hustle to get a good job in the industry? Chances are you probably wouldn't as much as you would had you paid for school, right? When you pay for school and you pay thousands of dollars like any school charges, you feel like you have this obligation to really work hard and prove something to yourself. So you will show up every day. You're going to study hard. You're going to really work hard and hustle when you graduate to find that great gig that you're looking for, you know? So I'm not trying to sell you anything right now, but I'm just putting this out there because I want you to think about how you can push your career forward and what kind of things you should be doing to really achieve your goals faster. So let's say that in terms of mixing, you're a mixing engineer who's looking to expand your clientele, and instead of working with local bands, you want to expand that. You want to work with more regional or national or international bands. Or maybe you want to make a living off of your music and focus on just being a mixing engineer full time. Well, if that's you, then I really want to encourage you to just keep focused, keep your eye on the prize, and constantly push yourself to learn and develop new skills, and if possible, learn from people who are ahead of you. This has always been proven to be the best way to learn. This is how all of the world's best engineers learn. Try to find a mentor, someone who can show you how they do it, and learn from them, and learn their workflow, and then just combine that with all of the information that you've learned on your own, and use that all together in order to create your own unique style. Now, on the topic of learning things, don't just learn things. Don't just be an observer. Instead, implement it. That's the only way to really move forward. If you just learn things and you sit on it and you don't do anything with it, then it's no good. But when you start to implement it, that's when you'll get the experience and you'll learn a whole bunch of new stuff that will really benefit you and make you move forward. So that's it for my rant. I hope that you appreciate it and that you found it very motivating and encouraging. And I hope that it encourages you to take action and push forward towards achieving your goals and not just sit there waiting for opportunities to happen, but instead being active in creating your own destiny and working really hard to achieve it. So to tie into all of this stuff, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, as of this week, as of today, I have just recently launched a brand new 4-part video mix training workshop that's available on my website. If you visit MasterYourMix.com/free training, all you need to do is enter your email address and you'll instantly get access to a bunch of different videos to show you how to work on mixing drums, guitars, vocals, and a whole bunch more. And it's going to give you the opportunity to look over my shoulder and watch me as I dissect a mix that I've recently worked on. And you're going to learn some new tips and techniques and some workflows that are really going to help you with moving forward with your mixes and take them to the next level. So once again, make sure to check that out, MasterYourMix.com/free training. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll talk soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to the Master Your Mix podcast. To have your questions answered, submit your questions to questions@masteryourmix.com. please go to iTunes and subscribe and leave a review. And for more information on how you can improve your mixes, visit MasterYourMix.com.